more knowledgeable about all this stuff, and that's just how I'm going about my power rankings right now.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna bump off on that 10-6. I'm gonna redo 10. The Vikings at 10. Kirk Cousins. We don't know which Kirk Cousins we're getting. Number 9, Cowboys. No real talent, and when they do face talent, boom, they get a loss. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and put the Texans at 8. I feel like Deshaun Watson is the real deal. I feel like Carlos Hyde and Duke Johnson are a really good compliment to him. Just need the defense step up a little bit, but that Gary and Conley trade looked kind of good this
Yeah.
weekend. Yeah, it looked like he might not fit in, but man, he really did. He
Hey,
kind of looked like that cornerback they were leaning on back there.
trade away Clowney, lose J.J. Watt, still get it done.
Yep. Chiefs won, man. They beat a really good Viking squad coming into town. And shout out again to Andy Reid being the best game planner out there up next to Belichick. So I mean, you guys, he has Matt Moore. I'm not saying Matt Moore is bad, but he went out there and outdueled
Not saying
Cousins to get the
good
win.
either.
He's
Average.
all right. He's all
And
right.
but and then with so the Chiefs at 7. I'm gonna leave the Seahawks at 6. I know they won, folks, but they let a Bucks team go into Seattle and almost take it. Old famous Jameis is known for 64 turnovers as of before last week, and he had a couple more this week added on. I feel that they shouldn't have let that game happen. That's going to round out my first half of the top 10.
They dropped them out of the top 5 for winning.
I feel like the quality of talent they played.
All right, all right.
Okay.
The Bucks are a bottom 7 team, Dylan. They shouldn't be doing that.
So my top 5. Are you ready for this one, Dave?
Shui.
Number 5, the Patriots. Number 4, the Seahawks. Number 3, the 49ers. Number 2, the Ravens. And number 1 still for the second week in a row, the Saints. Most balanced team in the league.
Could I hear that again, please?
The Saints, the most
No,
balanced team in the league.
your
I-
top 5.
Number 5, the Patriots. Number 4, the Seahawks. Number 3,
I knew
the
that was coming.
49ers. Number 2, the Ravens. And number 1, the Saints, the most balanced team in the league.
All right. Now let me ask you this: of those 5 teams, do the San Francisco 49ers belong in there when it comes to Super Bowl contenders?
No.
This is week to week with me. I just established.
No,
Do I not just go on this long thing? Do I have to read or were you off listening to something else and
Do you want us to have you want to?
this was me just taking the conversation elsewhere. It wasn't
Oh, well, sorry for
Mr.
that. Then.
Sensitivity.
So
Gotcha.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Do you
put
think that the Niners could beat any of those other 4 teams?
Yes.
Okay.
Based on the versatility that they have. And let's face it, the Ravens beat the Patriots, so if they have home field advantage, the Patriots, if you look at their statistics, when they've had to play a second team in the last 5 years since 2015 for the second time in the playoffs that they've lost to in the regular season, like a Ravens, who it's happened to against them twice, or in the Steelers, they actually lost that matchup not only in the not only in the playoffs, but had lost it in the regular season. So, yeah, that's why the Ravens are bumped up to number 2. And why am I taking? I didn't move the Rams; they're on a bye. Why am I taking the Saints, who I believe, even though I hate their freaking quarterback, they're the most balanced team in the league. Take him out, put in Teddy Bridgewater. They're 5-0. Only game they lost is with him anyway. So. Most balanced team in the league. They're number 1.
All right, my last bit of the top 5. I have the Packers, folks. I'm just gonna take that Chargers loss and scrap it away. They drop one spot in the power rankings. I feel like you're going to get the Packers we've been seeing all season, except for the Los Angeles game for this week against Carolina. I feel like Rodgers is going to come out and prove himself this week along with a heavy dose of running game. So I just feel like if Packers get in a shootout with Kyle Allen, I'm taking Rodgers all day long. So I'm going to leave him there. Number 5. I'm going to go ahead and I know, Dylan, you may not like me for this.
Probably
From
won't.
your last question. I'm dropping the 49ers to 4.
Wow.
I watched the Arizona game. They literally won that game based on Cliff Kingsbury timeout before half. If he doesn't throw that timeout flag, or if he doesn't throw that timeout signal, the 49ers don't get a touchdown and Arizona wins the game. No longer they are undefeated. And now the next 6 to 8 games I'm looking at, Dylan, I'm staring at Seattle twice, Rams, Packers, Saints, Ravens, another Arizona matchup. That's the next 7 out of 8 games. I feel like they played an Arizona team who was 3-1 and barely escaped out of Arizona with a questionable call from Kingsbury. So I'm going to leave the 49ers at 4.
I mean, giving a big game to a running back who got there literally 2 days ago.
And the fact he was able to flourish 2 days ago and take apart that 49ers defense.
Yeah.
And then now,
I mean, I can't look. I didn't drop them, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that that's not a well thought out and well argued like a lawyer freaking thing. So, touche.
Yeah, but
sir.
Kenyon Drake just did that on 2 days being on the team, Dylan. Now you got Aaron Jones coming up, Chris Carson twice, Alvin Kamara's coming to town, Lamar Jackson, Mark Ingram. You got all these backs, and then you have to meet up with Arizona again, Drake, who just did that to you in the first place.
And probably a healthy David Johnson.
Okay, there you go. So now you get Drake and David Johnson. So I think 49ers are going to be humbled a little bit here. I think they were last week, even though they won. I just think that it all came down to Cliff Kingsbury timeout before half. That's what I felt like.
Trading for Emmanuel Sanders was a genius move, though. Very good on John Lynch.
Oh, it was. I'm not knocking that at all. But I feel like Jimmy G had like his best career game. You will not see that every week.
No, you won't.
Yeah. Number 3, Patriots. Dropping to the old Ravens. Baltimore, man. Fun fact. I believe it was against the spread on prime time. Ravens are 11-0 and now 12-0, I believe.
Oof. It's a well put together team, and I'm telling you right now. Lord. I'm telling you right now, Dave, and I know. Dave, do you agree with me on my assessment about Lamar Jackson?
I think you kind of comparing him to Cam is kind of a wrong assessment on that. I think
No, I was saying he's much different than Cam. That he is a pass first quarterback.
No, but John Harbaugh and the offensive coordinator there are utilizing his running ability. I love that. Though.
I don't.
Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not working.
Yeah, but it's going to get him hurt. He's not built for it.
We'll see. If he would have been hurt already, he would have been hurt last season. He would have been hurt this season.
Everything catches up. When he starts to lose a step, you need to. Everything else is too good for a quarterback to just be doing that to him, man.
The way you're telling me for him not to play, he just did it against the juggernaut of the NFL, in my opinion. Against the number 1 defense.
Never sustainable over time. You are arguing against what I am arguing on, which is the side of every freaking NFL year history through the start of this. It is not sustainable.
Lamar is a different athlete than
he is, and he's so good. He needs to do what he has been striving to do and what he can do, and be the Aaron Rodgers.
What do you think he did at Louisville?
He
ran the ball,
too.
This
run option shit, dude. I'm telling you, dude. Watch it.
It's
dude,
working.
Seriously, go watch. Just watch. Take all the. Honestly, Dave, please do me a favor. Please, honestly, do me a favor. Please take all of the run plays out where he runs. Not his scrambles. But all of the actual scripted runs for Lamar Jackson, don't watch him. Watch him only when he's running from the pocket and passing, or when he decides there's nobody open, like the scramble plays, or just when he's in the pocket. And then tell me that you are willing to sacrifice the inevitability that he is not built and will end up getting hurt, breaking down, if you keep doing this. And I'm telling you, if you come back and tell me that I'm freaking insane, I'm probably not going to completely believe you, but at least I'll know that I can trust that you did your homework.
Because you're taking half of the QB right now away.
I'm not. It's not. Look at what Aaron Rodgers became and why he's so deadly, and that's what Lamar Jackson could be 4.0.
Comparing a whole different type of quarterback.
No, I'm not. It's the ability to become that. You have to evolve to sustain a 10 or plus year career in this league. Look at Cam Newton. They said the same shit. He's not even getting into, he's like, what, year 10, 11? And he's about to get cut because he's not healthy and hasn't been for 3 years.
Who's your 2-1, Dave?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and cite it again. The Patriots are down to 3 because of Lamar Jackson being a beast, and he should stay a beast. Number 2, I'm going to put the Ravens. They just took down the juggernaut. I feel like, and plus, guys, if you haven't noticed, Mark Ingram looks rejuvenated. Yeah, he's an older running back, but good Lord. It's like I'm watching the kid from Alabama all over again.
Yep.
Good. He literally hit those holes with so much burst. I literally thought I was watching his freaking Heisman tape again. He was playing so good. And then you have Gus Edwards, who's a perfect complementary back to him. I mean, they both, and then you have Lamar's running ability. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of West Virginia triple option in there, a little bit of ingeniousness. You'd love to see it, Dillon.
They threw one option play in there in particular that Van Noy got confused on, so it worked.
And Van Noy doesn't get confused often. He's actually a pretty smart player for Belichick's defense, and I'll give him that all day long. So,
okay, I'll take that back. I think it was just an assignment thing, but yeah, it worked against the Patriots in a situation where you thought they'd be prepared for it.
I mean, they have players there that it's not just, hey, do your job. They're talented, man. The Patriots have built up talent these past couple of years, and it's showing.
Yeah.
So to do that against the number 1 defense on primetime football, God help the next team, the Patriots play next week. Because Bill Belichick, after the bye week, oh, God, he's 14-4, folks. I believe he plays your Eagles, doesn't he, Dillon?
Yep.
Ooh, Carson Wentz sacrificed to the football gods. Number 1. Oh, no, I want to mention one more thing about the Ravens, guys. I know I'm taking long here, but I got to mention it. How good is the Marcus Peters trade looking now?
Dang. I mean, you talk about Marcus Peters, Jimmy Smith, and Marlon Humphrey.
Earl Thomas.
And Earl Thomas.
That's a hell of a secondary, folks. And to think we were thinking their defense might take a regression. Another shout out to a guy Dillon's been loving this whole offseason into this season, Matt Judon.
Thank you.
He looked good. So he's becoming a leader on that defense, and it's showing. I like to see it. Number 1, I'm agreeing with Jay. There's no other reason to think otherwise. Most well-rounded out team, the Saints. There's nothing you can tell me otherwise on why they shouldn't be number 1. It
doesn't even have to be about fandom. It's just the reality of it.
No. It is. You said it perfectly. Teddy Bridgewater and Latavius Murray went to town on a Chicago defense that still had Eddie Goldman in, still is very talented, and they didn't have Drew Brees or Alvin Kamara. That's amazing to me, and still was able to produce Michael Thomas. So, yep, I'm and
FYI, remember, and I know, Dave, finish your thought.
Well, I'll just say, my top 5 rounds out, it's going to be the Packers, 49ers, Patriots, Ravens, Saints.
And just to remind everybody, mine was 5-1, Patriots, Seahawks, 49ers, Ravens, Saints. We had the same top two anyway, Dave. So, but here's my thought. I remember a conversation back when we first